and welcome to Rowan Roulette. I'm your host, Chris Taylor, and welcome to the Sibling Rivalry Spectacular. Here with my two contestants for the entire episode, the Ford sisters. To my left, I have Margaret Ford. How's it going?
Pretty well.
Yeah? You were the younger.
I am the older.
I
am on e-board, I am the older.
E-board.
Yeah.
You are on the television network e-board as well, trying to throw your weight around, I see. Well, too bad. I don't care. You can fire me, maybe, can you?
No.
I don't know. You can't? All right, then. Then, yeah, I don't care. Whatever. But good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, and to my right, we have Maeve Ford. How's it going, Maeve?
Good, how are you doing?
Sorry, you're the younger one.
I am, but I'm cooler.
Are you? Yeah. Are you an e-board, though?
Not on RTN e-board.
Oh.
I'm on an e-board for the Intersectional Feminist Collective.
Oh, nice.
Plug that in real quick.
Hey, yeah, nice. I think we're going to have that collective on the show.
Eventually,
right?
Perhaps,
I think so.
yeah.
It's in talks. It's in the talks, so you might even be back.
Everyone's really excited about it if we get it going.
Of course. Well, you're going to be on my show, so
we would be honored to be here.
Right.
It's a great show.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot.
It's a great show. Let me win.
So, first two rounds are going to be classic debates, just like usual, and the third round is going to be something a little different. We're going to have music playing, and you're going to have to guess the lyrics. And you know what the heck? The prize is probably going to be a high five again. I don't know. It went over pretty well last time, so people gets people excited. So that's probably what we're going to do.
I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's get the debate started. The first one: Castle versus Fringe.
All right, Fringe. Because one, Castle, dumb name. It's not about Castle. It's about some dude who's like, I'm a writer. Be cooler if it was about an actual castle, because castles are cool and people named Castle, not so much. Also, Fringe has a cool name. Like, what does it mean? Is it a British show about like bangs, or is it about like the edge of paper? No, it's cooler than that. It's about sci-fi and weird stuff and featuring Australians, which Castle features Canadians, but Australians are cooler. So, and it features the dude from the Mighty Ducks. So,
What's his name?
Peter Jackson? No, that's Lord of the Rings dude, isn't it?
I think you mean
it's Joshua Jackson.
Thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
thing.
you know who he is. Who was on Castle? No one knows. I have no idea. Just a bunch of random Canadians who I'm sure are very polite, but like Australia.
Captain Mal Reynolds is on Castle.
His show lasted like 13 episodes.
Your show lasted 3.
Fringe went like 5 seasons. Fringe
on Fox on a Friday night.
Oh.
Yeah, but at least it's not like the CW or something for starters. And it's on Fox. Like a ton of good stuff is on Fox.
What? American Idol? Congratulations.
Yes, and they're starting to get good into like sci-fi sort of stuff. They have that show Gotham, and their sort of interest in sci-fi sort of stuff. Let's pretend Batman's sci-fi.
Let's not.
Started with Fringe. It set off this really great legacy of like sci-fi.
Where's the legacy?
And Fringe was like a cultural phenomenon. It went to Comic-Con, and like when Comic-Con started being a thing people cared about, aside from people who just like comics.
Okay, well let me talk about why Castle is a little bit better. First off, Castle has Nathan Fillion on it. Nathan Fillion has been, well, the king of sci-fi, really, if you really think about it.
Is he?
Kind of. A little bit.
Can you be
Firefly,
the king of
for one.
sci-fi if your show goes one season and it gets aired out of order and the network itself doesn't care about it?
That depends.
That sounds like the rejected prince. Like that's the Prince Zuko of sci-fi. No honor.
No. I can't with
I'm
you.
the Prince Zuko of game shows, I like to think, personally.
Your fiery
Maybe.
personality?
Yeah, I guess so.
Can I continue now?
Nope.
Or? First off, we have Nathan Fillion. We have Stana Katic, who's absolutely amazing. She's been able to play more than, I think it's around...
What else has she been in? Has she been in a film trilogy like the Mighty Ducks?
All right, gonna stop you there.
Firefly!
Gonna stop you there. I'm good. It's pretty tough. Gonna give it to Fringe, though. Tough call. I'm gonna give it to Fringe. So
Of course, because I'm a
1
winner.
point to Maeve.
It's okay, my show's still on the air.
And
Only
the
old
next
people watch
topic
Castle.
is crime dramas versus sci-fi.
Well, I write an entire crime drama column for The Wait. It's called Crime Times. You should read it. But crime dramas have been around since television started in the 1950s, somewhere around there. And ever since CSI started in 2000, it's really started to take off. Crime dramas are the meat of prime time when it comes to NBC, ABC, Fox, CW, even CW, which is kind of surprising. But crime really is.
Yeah.
Crime dramas are one of the best shows because you really have to think about it and really get involved in it. Someone dies each time, and you have to figure out who wins, or who did it, rather. And along with the actual detectives of the show and that sort of thing, you get to figure it out. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but in the end, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Speaking of fantastic, are you familiar with a little show called Doctor Who, sci-fi worldwide phenomenon for the past 52 years, something like that?
No.
There was a doctor whose catchphrase was fantastic, and he was great, but he only lasted a season. But
Congratulations, you have CSI. We have, you have Doctor
50
Who.
years.
We have CSI and CIS.
Yes, but sci-fi becomes something bigger than just a TV show. I mentioned Comic-Con before. People go crazy over Comic-Con, and it's like a sci-fi convention. And like everyone is like, they dress up as like characters from like The Walking Dead, which counts as sci-fi because zombies aren't real. And crossing my fingers
That is
on that
not
one.
sci-fi.
It's sort of sci-fi. There's
It's not
science. There's a
sci-fi.
scientist who's like, zombies are real.
So if you're counting every scientist,
there's
is it
sci-fi
a science
shows,
fiction?
and
As
they're
long
like
as
a
there's a
cultural-
scientist
Right?
in the
If
show,
it's sci-fi, I mean, like, no medical
Sci-fi
drama is
is-
automatically sci-fi.
Yeah.
I get
House is my favorite sci-fi
My
person.
favorite sci-fi film.
Well, sci-fi is like a cultural phenomenon. Crime drama? I was gonna say crime times. That's not what we're talking about. Crime drama shows are very kind of self-contained. Sci-fi can do anything. You can do anything in a sci-fi show.
can do anything in a crime drama show.
There's a crime. Everyone's sad. They solve it. Some people are like slightly more happy. Sci-fi, you can be like, oh cool, we're gonna travel in time, or like, oh cool, aliens, or like, oh cool, zombies. That's so cool. Crime dramas have like a very set like procedure of crime, solve it, the end, for 40 minutes for like a gazillion episodes. CSI has been on for like all the seasons put together for like 25 seasons. That's insane. And it's just the same
There's
stuff.
a reason why it's still on, because it's
Because they
absolutely
don't want to
fantastic.
cancel it. But like, they should.
Okay. All right. So close. This truly is a great sibling
Yeah, you gotta
rivalry,
give it
by
to
the
me.
way.
That's how it works.
You're right. I do. I don't gotta, but I will.
You bribe him.
That did it.
He just
That did it.
completely
None of that just
agrees.
mattered.
Crime drama is
She's
better
on the
than science
e-board,
fiction.
so
You
How to give
bribed
it
him,
to
and
her.
that was your crime. And this is dramatic.
yeah. Well, okay. So it comes down to this for round one. It comes down to Joss Whedon versus J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams, just hands down. Because, well, if you think about J.J. Abrams, you think about like all the stuff he's done and like his successful series. Joss Whedon has done TV and film, but he did Firefly, which went one season that aired out of order. No one cared about it except for like few people who were not enough to keep it on the air. But J.J. Abrams did Lost. Lost is like seen in history as like one of the greatest TV shows or most impactful TV shows of all time.
And you know what's seen as one of the greatest superhero movies of all time? The Avengers.
You know what else is seen as one of the greatest movies of all time ever? Or it's movie series of all time ever? Star Trek.
You know what's
who's
seen as
worked
one
on Star Trek? J.J. Abrams. Also, he worked on Star Wars. He's had a bigger impact.
Who's worked on Buffy? Who's worked on Angel? Who's worked
Star
on
Wars
Firefly,
and
Dollhouse?
Star Trek? No way that Buffy and
Buffy has
Angel
defined
and
a generation
Dollhouse
through supernatural
compare to Star Trek and Star Wars. Avengers maybe, but J.J. Abrams has two of them. He worked on Star Trek and Star Wars, the two of the biggest cultural sci-fi phenomenons of like American
Are there doctors
cultural
in those
history.
movies, though?
I think there's a few, yeah.
Firefly,
Okay. All right.
Perhaps.
Dollhouse, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Angel. Put them all together, you have an
You
entire
have, like,
fan base.
Yeah, but you also have shows that got canceled and like no one cared about aside from their very small fan base.
So why was
Lost
Firefly
was a
such a big-
huge thing. Everyone cared about Lost. Everyone cared about Star Trek. Everyone cares about the new Star Wars. Like
Why was
J.J. Abrams
Firefly-
has his hands in everything, and he's one of the most influential men in like the history of like movies and TV. He's done both, and he's done them huge.
So wait,
Yes.
why was Firefly such a big hit 10 years later? 10 years later, one
That's a
season,
great question. We're gonna save it though.
part two.
I'm gonna give it to my boy J.J. Abrams. Yeah, all right, good stuff. So first round goes to Maeve, the younger sister. That's
better
kind of
sister.
embarrassing, but don't worry, we still have two more rounds. One more debate round and one, finish the lyric round. So got more coming up. You can still get the high five. Don't worry about it. Okay, it'll be all right. You're watching Rowan Roulette, and stay tuned. We're gonna go to a commercial break right about now.